Year A Lesson 15, God Sent a Man. Friday's lesson is entitled Clean Consciences. Psalm chapter 37, verse 37. Mark the blameless man and observe the upright, for the future of that man is peace. Our Bible references are found in Genesis chapter 45, verse 25 until chapter 50, verse 26. Jacob probably prayed every day that his sons, especially Benjamin, would return safely from Egypt, and God answered his prayers. But we can't imagine how shocked he was by the wonderful news they brought. Maybe Benjamin was the first to tell him, Joseph is alive. Genesis chapter 45, verse 28. And Israel said, it is enough. Joseph, my son, is yet alive. I will go and see him before I die. Now the brothers confessed to their father. Finally, they were free from the terrible burden of guilt. Soon the whole family, with everything they had, were on their way to Egypt. They paused for a while at Beersheba. That was where Jacob had deceived his father Isaac when he stole the birthright blessing. What happened there this time? Genesis chapter 46, verses 1 to 5. And Israel took his journey with all that he had, and came to Beersheba, and offered sacrifices unto the God of his father Isaac. And God spake unto Israel in the visions of the night, and said, Jacob, Jacob. And he said, Here am I. And he said, I am God, the God of thy father. Fear not to go down into Egypt, for I will there make of thee a great nation. I will go down with thee into Egypt, and I will also surely bring thee up again. And Joseph shall put his hand upon thine eyes. And Jacob rose up from Beersheba, and the sons of Israel carried Jacob their father, and their little ones and their wives, in the wagons which Pharaoh had sent to carry him. Arriving in Egypt, the family went directly to Goshen, the best of the land, where they were to live. Read about Joseph meeting his father there. Genesis chapter 46, verses 29 and 30. And Joseph made ready his chariot, and went up to meet Israel his father to Goshen, and presented himself unto him. And he fell on his neck, and wept on his neck a good while. And Israel said unto Joseph, Now let me die, since I have seen thy face, because thou art yet alive. Joseph told his brothers that when they would meet Pharaoh, they should say they were shepherds. Shepherds were not popular in Egypt, so that would assure their staying in Goshen, where they would be separated from the Egyptians and their idol worship. Joseph took his two sons to Jacob for a special blessing. He wanted them to turn from the honors of Egypt and stand with God's people. He placed Manasseh the older on Jacob's right and Ephraim on his left. But Jacob crossed his arms and put his right hand on Ephraim's head and his left hand on Manasseh's. What did he mean by doing that? Genesis chapter 48, verses 17 to 20. And when Joseph saw that his father laid his right hand upon the head of Ephraim, it displeased him, and he held up his father's hand to remove it from Ephraim's head unto Manasseh's head. And Joseph said unto his father, Not so, my father, for this is the firstborn. Put thy right hand upon his head. And his father refused and said, I know it, my son, I know it. He also shall become a people, and he also shall be great. But truly his younger brother shall be greater than he, and his seed shall become a multitude of nations. And he blessed them that day, saying, In thee shall Israel bless, saying, God make thee as Ephraim and as Manasseh. And he set Ephraim before Manasseh. In Goshen, Jacob was near where Joseph lived in the capital city of Egypt. He lived another 17 happy years before he died there at the age of 147. Just before he died, he called his 12 sons to his bedside, and by the Holy Spirit he spoke of how their characters would affect the future of their descendants. Then he blessed them. Jacob was buried in Canaan as he requested. What did Joseph say many years later about his own burial? Genesis chapter 50, verses 24 to 26. And Joseph said unto his brethren, I die, and God will surely visit you and bring you out of this land unto the land which he sware to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. And Joseph took an oath of the children of Israel, saying, God will surely visit you, and ye shall carry up my bones from hence. So Joseph died, being 110 years old, and they embalmed him, and he was put in a coffin in Egypt. Let's apply it. Joseph is a beautiful example of trusting Jesus and choosing to be loyal to him no matter what happens. Have you made the choice?